Cookies. Hello, hello. Ooh, oh, careful with the candle. Hello, everyone. Hi, hi. Welcome to the best Bible study with Tiny Wine, aka Karin Alleyne. Here is where we explore this book, the Bible, and all of its glory and confusion and wonder. Yeah, we're just interested over here. We're interested in what this book says, and you can come with faith, you can come with spirituality, you can come however you call it, or you can just come with interest in how this book can be interpreted outside of maybe the church and religion or another typical way you would have heard it. That's all. We just reading things over here. Okay, today I opened it to, I hope I'm saying this right. Okay, Ecclesiastes, um, chapter 6. I don't even know if that's the way you reference these things. Like chapter 6, verse 2. I don't know. But I read it this morning. Full disclosure, I read this morning, and I had to let this marinate because I was like, I'm sorry, what? And sometimes I will open with a question, like, I'm looking to see something about this. Let's see if there's something about forgiveness or whatever. And today I just opened it and I was like, oh, are you just talking about how we all feel right now? Okay, because this is titled The Futility of Life. Okay, so again, we're at Ecclesiastes 6, The Futility of Life. Or in the other side, where I guess it like interprets all the speak, things are bad. Things are bad. And the first sentence, okay, and I don't read verbatim, but there's some of this I need to read verbatim because I feel like it's written so good. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and it is prevalent among men. Like, oh, great way to start. And it basically says like God could give you riches and wealth and honor so that your soul lacks nothing or anything you desire, yet you don't feel it. I was like, oh, that's starting off real heavy here. And I don't know. There's no context. Like I went to the front of this at the start of this book and was checking to see like, is there context on who wrote this? At what point in time is this? And that's kind of what I love about this book so much is that is like sometimes there's no timeline. Or I find maybe because I'm opening to random pages that's the case, but even when I have tried to read full books, I'm like, what is the timeline here? So I don't know the context in which this is written, but it's telling us like this section and whoever wrote this is like, you know what? There are people who have everything and still God can give you everything and still you feel nothing about it. And that you can have 100 children, live many years, and still you will not be satisfied. And then it gets really dark. And just a trigger warning here, okay? Because this is what's written. What I want to give context like to this, like better. I don't know what verse number 4. We're almost at number 4. Yeah, verse 4. Basically, it's like better to not be born, um, because then your name is covered in obscurity. You don't know anything. And it's not even not to be born. It says better the miscarriage than he. For it comes in futility and goes into obscurity, and its name is covered in obscurity. It never sees the sun and it never knows anything. It is better off than he. Can you imagine, like, first thing this morning, I get up, I journal, I open, I'm like, oh, I don't like this. I'm not a fan. Yeah, and it's like, even if the other man lives 1,000 years twice and does not enjoy good things, do not all go to one place. So it's almost like, even you could be here, you could have everything you want, and you're still not happy. You can have be surrounded by offspring, um, live 1,000 lives. And I don't even know if it meant literally, like literally 1,000 years, but have done so many things. And still, you don't feel it. Like, there's gifts. And in this, I think in this context, seeing like God will give you gifts, and then, but still, the feeling and connection to it is out of reach. And that someone who doesn't even make it to experience a fraction of what you experience could sometimes be better off than you, because they don't experience the lack. Oh, it's coming to me. I'm like, preach, preach. That's why I had to sit with this, because like, I don't get it. But yeah, they don't even experience the lack of it, even though you don't lack something, maybe materially, or the idea of the feeling of it, you still lack. Oh, let me close off with you can labor for your mouth, and yet your appetite is not satisfied. Oh, and I like this. Okay, this sentence. For what advantage does the wise man have over the fool? What advantage does the poor man have, knowing how to walk before the living? I was like, that's very poetic. You know, what advantage does the poor man have, knowing how to walk before the living? I was like, it's true. It's true. This passage is true. There's so much we can experience, and I wonder if this person, or whatever context this was written in, if they're like, man, life is hard. Life can be extremely difficult. It doesn't matter what comes to you, or the lives you live, or the things you do. There are times when you genuinely wish, I didn't, I'm not, I don't, I wish I wasn't here. Like, all this experiencing is not worth it. Even if I have the money, it's not even about the money. It's just like, the doing this itself, this walk itself, is not worth it. And even as a what advantage you have as a poor man. So I like, now I feel like this is coming to me, where the poor man, where you're lacking in the material things, but then you're walking before the living that has it, but can't enjoy it. You're like, so it's like, do you have an advantage, or do you not have an advantage? At least that's how I interpret that sentence. If you interpret it differently, like, please. So it we're Ecclesiastes 6:8. Just reading out numbers now. But that's where that is. And it says, okay, and then it's like, whatever exists has already been named. And what is the advantage to a man who knows what is good for a man during his lifetime, during the few years of his futile life? Oh, okay. This is the last sentence. He will spend them like a shadow, for who can tell a man what will be after him under the sun? Great. All right then. I was like, and this kind of like resonates with me a bit. And I was like, maybe I was guided to this because I was having a moment. I was just like, what? So at many moments, especially last year, like, what is the point of this, man? Like, what is the point of this? And this question is like, yeah, that's when things are bad. These are the thoughts. And a lot of times, like, the Bible's referenced in or I've seen references where it's like what to do and how to think and how to be better, and but I've never seen anything where it's like, nah, my girl, it's not great. Life is not great. This is real talk, at least in biblical speech, in this however and whenever this was written. Um, and it kind of actually brings a little comfort. That's like, oh, so you do acknowledge, you do know. Whoever wrote this and the way they wrote it, they were like, nah, this is I'm feeling it right now, and it's not cool. It's not cool. And like, what's the point? For who can tell a man what will be after him under the sun? And I kind of like, I wonder if that's saying you still don't know what comes after. You never know what's next, no matter how you plan, no matter how you organize, no matter what you have or don't have. It is genuinely a mystery as to day to day, second by second, what can happen to you. Oh, so true. Oh, I don't know if I need to spend any much longer on here, any much long, much longer on here. You know, like this, this, this hits, this hits in many ways, and it's refreshing to flip to something. And I was like, because I'm so new to this book, that I don't know of many instances of passages like this. So this is like my first encounter with one, really. And maybe that's the same for you, where you're like, yeah, I've never heard acknowledgement of a feeling that you can have, very much so in this world of questioning and questioning life, questioning why I can not even possess things, but go through experiencing certain things and still it doesn't resonate in my soul. Like there's some sort of acknowledgement here for me that I'm is like, oh, I'm okay, I get it. Like we can all see, you know, like everyone has had this, even in this book that I didn't know would have this like level of honesty simply because of the way it's been referenced. And this is why I wanted to do this. This is why I wanted to open the Bible at random points and just read it. Just read it. I know some people have read it cover to cover, which is amazing. I find that incredibly difficult to do. Now, maybe it could be messing up my interpretation at times. I don't know. But I'm really just curious. And I hope you're curious with me on like certain points of this, what's in here, what's said, who maybe would have wrote it. Question mark on that because I don't know. It's like such a big who wrote this. Sometimes you know things are dropped into people's spirits and they write an amazing novel, and they like, oh, they got it from spirit, the universe, God. They use so many terms. And I was like, maybe this the context same here. It's just so disjointed sometimes. So this is why I find this book incredibly interesting. Yeah, I guess just it's all good, guys. It's all good if it's rough and it's feeling rough, and it's yeah, it's we get it. Maybe next tomorrow we'll see what comes out of here, and yeah, we'll flip to a new page. I might go earlier, maybe later. I thought I was gonna hit New Testament today, but I'm still in Old Testament. Okay. Anywho, drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling about this, how you're feeling about that passage. If you're going through a rough time too, and you're like, okay, yeah, that happens. Um, and then let's see, maybe tomorrow I'll ask for something that's like hopeful. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow's another day. We are reading the Bible. This is the in the best Bible study there is, baby. I say that with so much humility, okay? It's like my own joke because like it's not. But for me, this is the best way for me to explore this. So hopefully it is for you too. I thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.